Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Tonight, we are talking about the case of Jack and Lilly Sullivan, who vanished from their Pictou County, Nova Scotia home on May 2nd, 2025. Since then, there's been no sighting of where Jack and Lilly is, but we believe that someone knows. Recently, there is a distant family member that has spoken about a toolbox. The stepfather, the night Jack and Lilly, right before they went missing, spoke about getting his tools. Tonight, I want to bring something to you, my theory on why I think the toolbox was used, and it's not for probably what you think. A lot to talk about on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face. They call me too loud, too much, too strong, but honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's a twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me stand. I've been whispered about and written off, judged by the gloss, not the cause. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my clouds, forever divine.
Let's go.
Clutch them pearls.
Thank you so much, Miss Lori. Appreciate all of these. Thank you, my love.
Coming in clutch, better tighten them pearls, dropping cold facts. Got the truth for the world, no smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch, better tighten the pearls, dropping cold facts. Got the truth for the world, no smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch.
Oh, the buffering.
Coming in clutch. Coming in clutch, better tighten the pearls, dropping cold facts. Got the truth for the world, no smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch.
Well, I don't think it's you guys. I think it's me buffering. Ecole. Oh, that's why. 1 second. It's not you guys. It's me. It's my connection. Hello, 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 everyone. Good to see you all. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. And your time is very valuable. And I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is March 15th, 2026. It is currently 8:12 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. Give me a second, guys. I am not on the right one. 1 second. I apologize. Mhm. Let's see here. I hope I'm afraid my internet will go out if I do that, though. Damn. Give me a second. Hmm. Equally. If I go out, I'll be right back, guys. I promise. Just give me 2 seconds, guys. Okay. Hopefully that'll do better. If it doesn't, crap, I just hit it again. Okay. Fix it. Can you guys see me and hear me? Okay. Let me know if you can. I thought it was working fine as when I go live. That's when. Okay. All right. If it starts acting a loopy or whatever, let me know. Okay. I apologize for this. Guys, good to see you all. Thank you all so much for joining me. Before we get started, if you don't mind, please do me a big favor and hit that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciated. Share the live out after this live stream. If you would hype the video, would mean so much as well. Tonight, we are talking about Jack and Lilly Sullivan, who vanished from their Pictou County, Nova Scotia home on May 2nd, 2025. Look at their darling little faces. they are somewhere. They are somewhere right now, and they need to be found, and they deserve to be found, and uh, answers, answers, right? So tonight we're talking about some interesting things. Durwood, you guys are, I'm sure, familiar with Durwood, who is a distant family member to Malia Brooks Murray. And he recently said Daniel got a toolbox from him. Now, it's interesting how Daniel, before we even knew who Durwood's name was, spoke about um, a going and getting his tools. It took him some time to go get his tools. One second. And when he recently did a video showing that toolbox and with hidden in the fog, and I'm going to show you guys that in just a minute. Miss Loriman, thank you so much for your support, my dear. Let me say hello to a few of y'all before we get started. Hey, Vibes, good to see you. Love your avatar there. Peggy, hello. Patricia, Miss Sherry, Christine, hello. Miss Joyous, good to see you, my dear. Sheila, Wendy, Val, April, Green Eyes, good to see you, my friend Christy. Adrian, Tina, hello. Peggy, Jane, Lori, Wendy, hello. Horse Gone Wild, good to see you. Miss Nancy, hello, darling. Who else do we got? Tammy, good to see you, my love. Led, hello. Val, Mish, hello. Nova Nana, good to see you. Karen, Peggy, Connie, let's see here. Martha, Miss Eureka, Anna to the Banana, Sheila, hello. Lori, Preschool Granny, Spare Time, Kim, Miss Tina, Miss Mama, Just a Clapping Seal, love that name. Seriously, question mark, hello, darling, Dolphin, Windy, Horse Gone Wild, good to see everyone. Smiley Miley, hello. Crime 6955, hello, good to see you all. So, he did, it took Mr. Martell, what, 3 months to find his stapler. But that night he said he went to go, it took him time to find his tools, which is very interesting because Daniel doesn't say anything unless it's going to benefit him in some way or another, at least at some point, right? He tries to get ahead of things. So, our friend Hidden in the Fog, she just dropped a video. Um, let me see here. I'm trying to pull it up here. A day ago, and we're going to listen to that and go over some things. Some things. I'm going to talk about why, in my opinion, Daniel borrowed a toolbox. Now, I will be the first to tell you that I believe Durwood lies like a rug. I think very similar to Daniel in that aspect. But I do believe him on some things. I do believe him on some things that we will talk about. We're going to talk about this toolbox. He says the RCMP is not interested. I'm going to tell you what I think if this toolbox was used, why I believe it was used. And it wasn't because a lot of people are thinking like, um, you know, putting the kids in a toolbox and stuff like that. Not at all what I think. We'll talk about it in just a minute. Guys, please, if you're just joining us, please hit that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciate all of y'all being here. Let me know if I'm glitchy or anything, please, in the chat.
On its face, it appears to be nothing remarkable. But in the online
Hold on 1 second.
arrest toolbox buried beneath the snow, on its face, it appears to be nothing remarkable. But in the online world following the disappearance of Nova Scotia siblings Lilly and Jack Sullivan, that forgotten metal box has suddenly become the subject of speculation. Some have suggested it could contain evidence connected to the children's disappearance. Police, however, say they are not interested in it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the infamous Durwood O'Grady. A lady from Hidden in the Fog channel. Her name is Susan Lowe, and she's been very truthful and helpful with me, and I've been as truthful and helpful with her as I can back. We've both been respectful to each other, which means a lot. And she asked me
She's
if
truthful.
I would send her
You're not Durwood.
pictures or video of the famous, the mysterious, the toolbox. So anyway.
Why does Durwood sound like he is a teenager going through puberty?
Here it is. It's about 2.5 feet wide. It's just a rusty old toolbox. I dug it out of the snowbank where Daniel Martell chucked it at Foxbrook. I haven't opened it yet, but we'll do that.
Chucked it at Foxbrook. Interesting.
Right now. Here we go. Oh, it's stuck. All right.
Sounds like a cackling hen.
Oh, look at this. Oh, my Lord. What an arrangement.
So why has this toolbox captured so much attention? The story begins with Darren Geddes, a relative of the missing children. During an interview with this channel, Geddes shared an unusual detail about a toolbox that once belonged to Daniel Martell, the man who was the children's stepfather at the time they disappeared. According to Geddes, Martell had traded the toolbox to Geddes' son, Jordan. On its own, the detail might seem insignificant, but in a case still surrounded by unanswered questions, even the smallest connection can quickly become the focus of speculation.
Look at that. There's a rivet gun, a tire iron, a level. Oh boy. Some nails, another rivet gun, an adjustable crescent wrench, and a pair of pliers, and a couple other hoodads and doodads.
There's more than a couple other hoodads and doodads.
Jesus. I'm absolutely sure that the YouTube crime experts will have a lot of analysis to do with this. Mike DeMann will go right crazy when he sees this. So anyway,
Durwood, listen, I'm offended you're not saying my name. Okay, so you're just saying Mike DeMann. You need to put me on there. You know, lipstick boy or something. Come on now. I deserve something. Come on. Oh my God. Yeah, we've got things to say, Durwood. We certainly got some things to say.
don't know what else to tell you other than this is the famous toolbox.
Among some true crime content creators, rumors began circulating online suggesting that the toolbox might contain evidence connected to the disappearance of Lilly and Jack Sullivan. Geddes says when he heard those claims, he responded directly. I hope that has been reported to the RCMP, he said to one person making that assertion. But according to Geddes, the matter did not stop there. He says he contacted the RCMP himself and offered to provide the toolbox for forensic testing. His message, he says, was very simple. The box, buried under roughly 3 feet of snow, could be dug out and made available if police wished to.
Well, the thing is, Durwood, now that Daniel is facing separate crimes, right? Now that he's facing separate crimes, why are you just now talking about this? In my opinion, because Durwood is feeling pressure. He knows that RCMP means business. This is, in my opinion, going somewhere. This case, again, Daniel is being charged with something separate, unrelated to Jack and Lilly case. However, but it's just showing you they're not messing around. And I do believe there will be charges for Jack and Lilly case as well.
Examine it. But Geddes says the RCMP's response was clear. They were not interested in the toolbox.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they're not after nearly a year and then it's sitting under 3 feet of snow. To me, if you knew that since the beginning and you didn't say nothing for a year, to me, in my opinion, they should charge you with withholding evidence, potential evidence, that is. Even though they say they don't want it now or anything, I'm sure they would have tested it right in the beginning had you told them.
Still, while other investigators appear to have no interest in it, other people clearly do. And for that reason, Geddes says he is now offering the toolbox up for auction. Bidding, he says.
You are fucking kidding me. Hold on. I haven't heard this. Are you kidding me, Durwood? Oh my God in heaven. Please. That's as bad as Jody Sue trying to auction off her shirt to the one when the day Summer went missing. You are as twisted as it fucking gets. Twisted as it gets. I hadn't heard this. Holy shit.
Will begin at $1,000 and any.
Oh my God. $1,000? Oh my God. You couldn't pay me $1,000 to be around that toolbox, let alone auction it off. That's been sitting under 3 feet of snow and something some crack dealers have had. No, thank you.
Money raised will go toward continuing efforts to search for the answers in the disappearance of Lilly and Jack Sullivan and will be donated to searchers.
Well, how about this, Durwood? How about this? It just doesn't get in your hands, and someone can, if they want that shitty toolbox, they can just donate $1,000 if they want that, and you can just give it to them, right?
And I'm thinking about putting it up for auction. And if somebody wants to start the bids at $1,000, that can be donated to the searchers. Other than that, I don't know what to tell you. I'm giving this to Susan Lowe first because she seems like a good, honest person. So see you later.
He is a good, honest
In the end,
person.
the toolbox may prove to be exactly what it appears to be, a rusted metal box filled with old tools, sitting quietly beneath the snow. Nothing more. But the speculation surrounding it tells us something about the world this case now lives in, a world where every detail, every object, every rumor is examined in the hope that somewhere within it lies the answer. The RCMP have made their position clear. They are not interested in the toolbox. But the questions that brought attention to it in the first place remain, because long after rumors fade and long after curiosity moves on to the next mystery, 2 children are still missing. And somewhere, someone knows what happened to Lily and Jack Sullivan. Until that truth is known, the search for answers will continue.
Okay. So, my opinion, thank you to Susan with Hidden in the Fog. That was really, really good. My opinion about that is if that toolbox was used that night, it wasn't used for a fence. In my opinion, it was used for his shitty ass car. That's what, in my opinion, it was used for. So Mr. Martell could fire up that car, do what he needed to do to get it to start so he could sputter on down the road in and out of his driveway, which, Miss Malaya and Miss Junkyard Janie would be able to hear that. That is why, in my opinion, if this toolbox was used, it was for that. To fire up his car. I certainly believe that the car was used that night. If you go back to who was it? Who was it? Give me a second here, and I will show you. There was a interview, or not an interview, an article that, let me find it here. Car. Let me see. Okay, where was this? Just give me a second, guys. I apologize. We're going to get into a lot of stuff here, but I need to. Did I exit out of it? He was talking about this. Okay, here it is. Pull this up here real quick and show you. Okay, this is where a neighbor who spoke to the Globe said they reported this information on May 8th. The neighbor said that they were working on a vehicle in their own yard when they heard the same loud 5-speed car come and go from the trailer about 6 times from midnight to 5 a.m. After the children's disappearance, the neighbor considered it important and reported it to police. The Globe agreed to not name the neighbor because of the concerns for their safety in the community. Okay. Give me a second, and I will. Okay. The family under pressure, a confluence of financial woes, left the couple turning to relatives for help. Like many low-tier workers at the mill, Daniel had been cut back to 1 shift a week during the spring thaw because of the annual ban on heavy logging trucks on soggy local roads. His car off the road because it needed repairs he couldn't afford, he says, wasn't drivable, and he had to rely on his uncle, who also worked at the mill, to take him to work. Malaya, whose maternal grandmother had recently helped her buy a white Nissan SUV. Isn't that interesting? Very interesting, if you ask me, how Daniel made it clear to the reporters here, oh no, my car, it's it's sitting. I haven't been able to fix it, but Malaya has a car. But Malaya has a car, right? I know. I know. What she's selling her rake. Probably more like a hoe, but that's just my opinion. My question is, why did they need to add all this info? Exactly, crime. Exactly. Because I can tell you, Daniel was telling him these things because he wanted it out there front and center. Oh, well, yeah, like I said in the article, this vehicle, it doesn't work, right? Durwood would also sell Janie's Washa Spinna. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Absolutely. And it's also very interesting how he then they're talking about Malaya's maternal grandmother who had recently helped her buy a white Nissan SUV. Daniel's father, Earl, said he bought the couple groceries and gas and provided firewood to heat their home. Daniel, however, denied having money problems and had claimed to friends that he was getting into investing and turning his life around after a divorce. Other means of cash flow had been cut off. In recent months, child support payments from Jack and Lily's biological father had stopped when he lost his job. Malaya's monthly Canada child benefit check or baby bonus, which was under federal guidelines, would have been about $1,900 per month, was halted because Daniel hadn't filed his taxes, which were due April 30th. Isn't that amazing? 5 days after Mr. Daniel didn't file his taxes, last day, Jack and Lily are missing. Mm, 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 mm. I don't think that's a coincidence. I don't. I don't think it's a coincidence whatsoever. The money problems, Daniel's denying that as well, right? Patty bought them groceries the night before, right? Malaya, Jack, and Lily had just gotten back because they were at family's house for Easter. I think there was a fight about, I mean, this is the thing. They are already in financial strait dire before Malaya's money was cut off. Before her money was cut off. They're borrowing money from everyone. They couldn't even heat their place with wood burning stove unless Earl bought them the wood. Right? So without jobs, they would not receive the missing child benefits either then. So without jobs, um, they would not receive the missing children's benefits. Well, they wasn't receiving it because Daniel hadn't filed taxes because he had screwed it up the year before. Well, that's the reason, vibes, in my opinion, why they didn't have any money whatsoever to begin with, even when they were getting their checks. right? I don't think it's a what's the word I'm looking for? I don't think it's a coincidence that Malaya was gone during Easter break. I think obviously there was problems then, and then she came back right after the Easter break. She had just gotten there, couldn't her money was cut off, but her grandma got her a car, and Daniel was pissed about that. Malaya was pissed about not having any money. Daniel blew the hell up and did something, in my opinion. There is a federal benefit for parents. It's not criminal yet, Karen. It's not criminal yet. Actually, the RCMP spokesperson said the other day that for the first time, that I did a whole live stream about it, that this could be criminal now. But what would he gain? He wouldn't gain shit, Sherry. It's not about him gaining anything. It's about people snapping. People snap when they're frustrated, mathed out, flip the hell out. Right? That's what it would be about. Okay. Now, let's go here. And I want to show you something. By the way, let me show you this real quick. You know that scar his girl leaving with her car? Well, yeah, that too. That too. He was the ultimate control freak. Ultimate, in my opinion. You got to think what the RCMP is charging him with. SA, A, and then assault, and then pretty much, I forget the charges, but the other charge, but it's basically like holding someone captive. So this scar, I've noticed some things, but he managed to have dollars for math. Well, that's the thing. And if someone is literally locking you in like a jail, you get a car that's yours in your name. Well, that's not going to go over well. Right? So I was looking at this car. Look how you can tell it's healing. You can absolutely tell it's healing here. Hold on, this might not be the one. Give me just 1 second. Okay, here we go.
Few days are very stressful. I mean, ever since Friday morning, when we noticed that the children were gone,
Watch this.
immediately jumped in the vehicle, surveyed all the areas, many dirt roads, many culverts as I could, and waited for the police to get
It's almost like he's got black eyes too, but
there. I'm out here still searching, still fighting to try to find them. That's all I can do.
The message is
you see that? Look at it. Okay.
anyone knows anything?
If anybody knows anything, just come forward as soon as possible. 2 little kids are still out there. I want to find them. So
That looks like a scratch to
all I
me.
can do. Still searching every day. I'm waiting for information. I have to let them do a lot of their stuff with the aircrafts and everything else, and dogs and searchers. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be coordinated, and I can't just go running through the woods. I want to, but I just can't right now because the search is just so far out.
Daniel Martell spends every evening conducting his own search.
As soon as I seen they were missing, I jumped right in the vehicle and I did every dirt road and searched every call. This day I wasn't around very much because I was just searching. I was running through the woods, screaming their name till my throat hurt.
Martell said
Hardly any evidence at all since the first day. It's mind-boggling that nothing else was found.
Suburban Ohio.
Okay. Now you see that. Okay. Now, look at it here. Check this out.
It's been...
I know the truth.
Look at there. It's not red there. It's not red there. You can tell it's healed. Now, whenever you get a scratch like that on your face, and it's particularly like right here, it's more thinner skin, there is not as much blood flow through here, so it takes longer to heal, number one. And number two, what was my second point? I forgot my second point. It takes longer. Yeah, you're more likely, because there's no blood flow, it's more likely to leave a scar. Yes, the hustler, you can see it in with one of his photos with him and Malaya, but it looks like it's been opened or scratched again or something. Why is it healed here? Right? I mean, you can tell it's red here. It's completely red. If this is an old scar,
As soon as possible. 2 little kids are still out there.
Look at that.
I want to find them. So really all I can do. Still searching every day. I'm waiting for information. I have to let them do a lot of their stuff with.
I mean, you can see the red. You can see even like a line right there.
Encounter originated in the small.
Oops.
Dogs and searchers. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be coordinated, and I can't just go running through the woods. I want to, but I just can't right now because the search is just so far out.
Daniel Martell spends every evening conducting his own search.
As soon as I seen they were missing, I jumped right in the vehicle and I did every dirt road and searched every call. This day I wasn't around very much because I was just searching. I was running through the woods, screaming their name till my throat hurt.
Martell said
Hardly any evidence at all since the first day. It's mind-boggling that nothing else was found.
Ohio town of Defiance.
It's very weird to me, if you ask me. Very weird. Go back. There's a bruise on his neck. I mean, he looks like hell there. He really does. This one's not as clear. Let me look at this one.
Boots. That's pink boots for Lily, blue boots for Jack with dinosaurs on them. Lily had her backpack with white, and it was white with strawberries on it. I imagine now if they're in the woods that it'd be probably brown, but I don't see them carrying their backpack. I don't see them keeping a pull-up one for that long after it got soaked from the very first day. We only found the 2 boot tracks outside of the house.
Whereabouts?
Right beside the house, probably 10 feet away from the backyard.
In the backyard, okay.
Nothing new other than the helicopters.
You know something that's interesting? This is May 5th. Right here. He already knows the pink blanket has been found by May 5th. And he says the only thing we found is the boot marks outside of the yard. Look, it says May 5th. Grace says, isn't it interesting that no one is coming forward with info in order to claim their reward? In my opinion, must be because the people who have info would incriminate themselves if they talked. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Sure does. But Malaya has already told them that that blanket that was found, the one Daniel doesn't want to talk about, is Lily's. You feel like he's telling the truth where, Gypsy?
Still in the air, and they had dogs. They took around the dogs today, and as of last night, they had 8 more drones going on with infrared. I urge the public to come out if you have anything, come out as fast as possible and get it to any detachment or any police service that you have available to get to talk to. And Jack just absolutely loves bugs, dinosaurs, anything like that. But Lily loves girly things, but she also loves doing everything with Jack. Bugs, they're like best friends, not just brother and sister.
We've heard a lot about the impact that this is having on the community at large and the family, and it's really important that we locate these children and get the information from the scene here and from anyone who might have information about.
The whole time, all of these tents are up, all of these brilliant people are out there. They know that where Jack and Lily is. You know what I mean? Oh, I don't believe it was missed. I don't believe it was missed, but I also I don't believe the RCMP is going to talk
about the kids and their habits. So it's been really important to have engagement from.
Look at the water, how muddy it is right there. Is it normally muddy like that, or is it just when rains happen?
From anyone who knows these kids, we're operating on a search right now to locate them from having wandered. So that's the goal that we're all working towards here. I know that all of the information that has been collected is being looked at carefully by GSAR.
With his actions in the backpack and diaper. Oh, I don't believe him because he later said, and I've got the text messages where he said that the backpack, or not the backpack, the clothes, he couldn't tell us what they were wearing, but they weren't wearing what we thought they were wearing. And he couldn't tell us because it might hurt the investigation. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Saying you can't tell us what the kids were last wearing because it might hurt the investigation. That's like crime 101. If someone's missing, that's the first thing that they will tell you. You know what I mean? It's crazy to me. Justin is not moving on my screen still. I'm still not moving. Let me see here. Bear. Let me check something. Okay, I should be good now. Make sure. Oh my God, Joyous. Thank you so much, honey. Thank you so much. That's very, very kind of you. Very generous. I appreciate you, Miss Joyous. You're very kind tonight. Dang, I've got to go and put dinner on the table. Thank you, Justin, chat. I'll catch the rest of the replay. Thank you so much, Miss Joyous. Love you. Appreciate you. Time to eat. Okay, honey. Enjoy your meal. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, baby. Appreciate you for your support. I really do. Okay. Yeah, he's such a doofus. There's just no way. There's no way. Okay. We're going to talk about more on this pink blanket that Mr. Daniel says he has had no idea. Oh, here it is, maybe. Right here. I was having trouble with my connection a second ago, so now I don't know where anything is. Okay. Give me a second, guys. How would you identify them if there's not a proper description? Same with Summer giving pictures of long hair. Exactly. It's the dumbest thing ever. It really is. It's the dumbest thing ever. Is this one it? No. Give me a... I need to play this real quick so I can...
Northeast of Halifax, the last known
find something.
location.
Give me a second, guys.
A lot of area to cover. Or out in sticks here.
Not one, but two missing children. A dog that barks at everything, a mother who left on the second day, a father who hasn't seen the kids in 3 years, and a stepfather trying to piece things together.
It's been a long 6 weeks.
To sneak out and get back into the house.
A home deep in rural Nova Scotia, 140 kilometers northeast of Halifax, the last known location.
A lot of area to cover. Or out in sticks here.
Not one, but two missing children. A dog that barks at everything. A mother who left on the second day. A father who hasn't seen the kids in 3 years.
Shit. Sorry, I was muted, guys. What was the last thing y'all heard me say? Is it glitchy or is it still me? I hope it's not glitchy. What's the last thing you heard me say? Well, okay, I'll just start over. So the last, you've got a mom who leaves on the second day, right? A mom who leaves on the second day, a dog that's barking at everything. You got Miss Junkyard Janie bitching all the time about Lily, screaming and all of that. A dad who hasn't seen the kids in 3 years, and a stepdad who is thinks he's Superman, but is the absolute math smoking, in my opinion, neglecting, abusive human being. Those kids had everything stacked against them. Absolutely everything.
And a stepfather trying to piece things together.
It's been a long 6 weeks. I know that everybody basically in the world at this point is always wanting to know like what happened.
The mystery of what happened to 6-year-old Lily Mae Sullivan and her 4-year-old brother, Jack William James Sullivan, is indeed gripping the country and beyond. It is Friday, May 2nd. Martell and his partner, Malaya Brooks Murray, the children's mother, are having a lazy morning with their baby. Lily and Jack are in the kitchen alone.
Malaya and baby were asleep. Lily came in multiple times. I was not in deep sleep by any means. And then about 20 minutes passed. And then when I woke up, Malaya was right beside me. She was still asleep. And I said, I don't hear Lily and Jack.
The time, no one will say for sure, but police say it was around 10 a.m. when they got a 911 call.
I ran up in the woods to the kids. They have cabins up in the woods, which only took me like 30 seconds. I came right back down. She was on the phone with the RCMP.
For 6 days, crews tackled an exhaustive search. The children's mother took the baby to be with her family in another part of the province. Her mother told CBC News the RCMP told them not to speak with news reporters. The RCMP says it just advised everyone to be mindful of the information they share publicly.
That's something you're always going to hear in these cases. The police told me not to say anything. That's bullshit.
On May 7th, police scaled back the search.
The probability of survival was taken into consideration.
But search crews returned for 2 more weekends until the end of May, searching wells, mine shafts, and septic systems, even flying a drone beneath the home.
The 4-year-old is wearing some blue dinosaur boots.
Police say they found a boot print. And listen to this in the radio chatter.
Families brought us to a location there, not far away, that there's a piece of a blanket.
Police won't say anything about a blanket, but Martell says a piece of Lily's blanket was found near the boot print. He says both children may have undiagnosed autism.
There we go. Yeah, they looked beneath the homes, which they did recently as well. They looked recently as well about underneath their home when this past fall they did. And yeah, hold on. I'm still trying to find something, guys. I apologize.
For a lot of people, this story just sounds odd.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand that?
Yes, I do. And I see it every day online.
He's keenly aware the public suspects him, says the police did too at the start.
So the police did too at the start. Now, that's very interesting because he then goes on a quote, the stepfather is always a prime suspect right off at the beginning. I don't think they have ever stopped looking at Daniel. How could you beneath a home with a drone? Oh, you can fly him very low. You can fly him right at the ground level even. Yeah. It is allegedly when there is no proof and it is not in the documents if it's only stories coming up from different people. I believe they will prove it. Hey, Charlotte. Nothing much. I've been having internet trouble trying to pull things up. It's been...
Of course. The stepfather was always a prime suspect right off the beginning.
So he offered to take a polygraph test.
I was extremely nervous. Especially with the first question they asked you, did you kill Lily and Jack?
Watch his nose flare there. If he's extremely nervous, and he's telling the truth.
That was the first question they asked you?
Yeah. Yeah.
When did you find out the result of your test?
Immediately right after.
What did they say to you?
You did a good job, you passed.
Hi, Kayla. How you doing?
The RCMP's Corporal Guillaume Tremblay is not an investigating officer, but he speaks for the force in Nova Scotia.
You know, it's quite rare In my career, I've never seen two missing children go at the same time.
Was anything found in any?
Two children missing, you are twice as likely to find at least one of them, or you're also twice as likely to get a scent, right? You're twice as likely to find a piece of clothing or a diaper or something. And this is the thing. There was only so far those kids could go. You got to think about if they were only missing 20 minutes. And this is something that, because you got to remember, people can say, I think that they were gone longer than 20 minutes. But you got to remember what Janie said. Janie said that she heard the kids and then it went silent. So the time frames, Janie is essentially saying the same thing that Daniel and Malaya. Yeah, I just heard them outside. So they had to have either left or someone taken them, right? So they couldn't have been gone more than 20 minutes. And if that is so, and they called the RCM, or they called 911, well, they only could have went so far in one of the directions. Drones were up within 10 minutes, literally 10 minutes of them being there. I think he passed it, Val. I think he passed it. I don't think it's regardless. I mean, I think he passed the test, but I don't think it was accurate, in my opinion. To me, he's been smoking meth for years, every single day. I don't think your nervous system is quite right after that. And I think he's just, in my opinion, a serial liar who doesn't feel the lies like people who don't lie all the time. Right before the punch up they had. The RCMP can lie to you, but the docs don't say pass. They seem to be truthful. There's a reason why lie detectors aren't used in court. There's just a reason, because they're not really accurate as one would hope.
Of these searches that was deemed to be of significance, even if you can't tell me what it was, anything of significance?
So I can tell you that the investigation is ongoing and that we haven't found any evidence to show that there was an abduction of the children.
So you don't think they were abducted, but you can't find them. How do two young children just vanish?
That's a great question, Kayla, and we are asking for the public for tips and information.
He says the force has received close to 500 tips, some that have taken them elsewhere in the country. But the only confirmed sighting of Jack and Lilly was the day before they disappeared in Nova Scotia. Martell says the children were seen on camera with the whole family. Still, police are asking for trail camera footage in the area dating back 5 days. They say they're trying to establish a timeline in the lead up to the disappearance.
So when teams are tasked, they get a bearing.
Crews have searched around 8.5 square kilometers.
8.5 square kilometers, and still nothing. Still nothing. This was May 6th. May 6th. And this is from the Albertan. And it talks about, this is Daniel speaking, quote, "It's all I've got after 5 long days," end quote. Daniel Martell said immediately after an RCMP briefing inside a command post near his home in the community of Lansdowne Station. They're doing the best they can, he says. They have helicopters up right now. They have 100 searchers and still nothing, he says. Martell confirmed on Monday night the Mounties showed him shirts, blankets, also water bottles found during the search near Gairloch Road, but he said none of the items belonged to either child. He said Monday he was worried that the children may have been abducted, but police have said there is no evidence that the child was taken and that the investigators are acting under the belief that both kids wandered off their home. Again, May 6th at 2:49 p.m. this was put up, and Daniel is saying, nope, nothing with the blankets. Nope, that wasn't Lily's, when he certainly know. How can a mother stay hiding, not fight for her children? I do believe she knows where they are, but just like a little kid doesn't want accountability. I think Malaya, in my opinion, knows what happened. I don't know if she actually knows where they're placed. Hey, Little Red, good to see you, honey. I believe she doesn't know where they're placed, but maybe. But I certainly believe she knows what happened. 1,000%. 1,000%. How could she not? I reckon Malaya might know otherwise. She'd be haunting Daniel. I mean, if I was Malaya and I didn't know what happened to my kids, not only would I stop everything and continually be speaking out for my kids, I would be on Daniel for lying like a rug. Wouldn't you? I know I would. Speaking of Miss Malaya, the one interview that she did, you can tell she's lying like a rug. Because she gets caught up in her lie.
And I want them home. What happened was we woke up, I heard them playing in the next room beside us, and I was drifting in and out of sleep. And they're not the type of kids that we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there with them.
That's not true. That's not true. We know that Malaya and them, the kids were outside all the time. Absolutely all the time. 1 second here.
Watching them, and they happen to just get out that sliding door and we can't hear it when it opens. And they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time. And
see, that's not a normal way to speak. It's not a normal way to speak. They were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time.
And the next thing we knew, it was quiet, and we get up and
you can tell she is so stressed here. I mean, naturally she's going to be stressed, but you can tell she's, in my opinion, lying here because there's nothing smooth about it. She bounces from this to this. Watch this.
Knew it was quiet, and we get up and they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time. And the next thing we knew, it was quiet.
A common filler when someone is lying, they'll say, and the next thing we know. And then she goes, it was quiet.
And we get up and I tell him, my partner, Daniel.
You can tell she's pissed right there at Daniel. Watch your face expressions. I mean, I just paused it right where it's at. My partner, Daniel. She puts her eyes down. It's obvious, Malaya.
My partner, Daniel,
You can see it all over her.
Daniel, I tell him, do you hear the kids? And he says, no. And we get up instantly. We're looking outside. We're looking everywhere, yelling for them. And
It's just not the way people react at all. Do you hear the kids? No, we both just jump up like they're already missing. Most people would either yell through the house, Jack, Lily, or one of you get up.
I instantly just call 911.
Instantly. Everything's just instantly.
I just had the instinct I needed to call.
The instinct and
They're
the
both
instant.
really go-lucky children. They're so sweet. They talk to anyone. They'll talk your ear off. They will speak to anyone in a store. Everyone. They're just extremely sweet kids. I appreciate the huge search effort going on right now. But we've been pushing for an Amber Alert, which hasn't been issued. Not just that they could possibly be abducted, which it is a possibility that they could have been, but just an alert to let everyone know that they are missing. We had people text me saying that they weren't aware someone else let them know that they were missing, and it would just be nice if everyone could be alerted. We thought maybe that we found tracks, but it's still uncertain. It's been raining and they're probably soaking wet, but with the sun today, I'm hopeful that they are feeling warm.
Cold the day they left and then raining. Yeah, just like any kid would, run out into that, right? Alicia, thank you so much, my darling. Appreciate you very, very much. Thank you so much, my dear, for renewing the membership. Very kind of you. Thank you, baby. It's good to see you. I think she knew Daniel had something to do with it, and they weren't coming back. Yeah, I mean, Malaya has allegedly told her family members about midnight. Something happened at midnight. I don't know if there was the fight at midnight that happened, but Malaya says that she got up and Daniel was in the bathroom smoking the mathematics and an argument. So I don't know if it was actually midnight. Daniel says that's when he checked on Jack and Lily. It was midnight or a little after midnight. You know what I mean? Thank you, Neat Nicole. You're so sweet. Love you, baby. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Is that what you needed?
We're all filled with pain and sorrow because we just want them found. We want them home. Everyone loves them. They are definitely verbal, and they do have possible autism, but it's not extreme autism. It's just they have
it's like she wanted them to be diagnosed with autism. Daniel, if you recall in the interview that we was just listening to before that, Daniel said, and they may have autism. I don't know why they were pushing that. That's what I don't understand. I'm almost thinking L and J was not at 14. I think they were, my opinion, but yes, the hustler, absolutely.
issues with school, and they don't catch up with the other kids. I just want to remain.
They don't catch up with the other kids. It wasn't because of autism or anything like that. It was because look at what their surroundings, a lot of it, they say nature versus nurture. Well, the nature around them being in that uh, literally toxic home, uh, physically toxic with the rugs, the filth, and all of that, and then just the mental toxicity of Daniel and Malaya fighting all the time, and then missing school for 40 some days. There's 180 days of school a year. I mean, come on.
Hopeful. But there's always, in a mother's mind, you're always thinking the worst. Last night was one of the worst nights because I didn't have them in their beds. And I don't want to go through that another night without them.
Nobody should go through.
She says last night was one of the worst nights. That's the only night that Daniel and Malaya were actually like together. That was the only night after Jack and Lilly went missing, right? RCMP were there. Any point she could have told the RCMP what happened. She didn't. I agree. Look, if she didn't like it there, she would have left. Bottom line. I think she absolutely she didn't. I mean, this is the thing. She was gone just up until a couple days after or before Jack and Lilly went missing. Right? Like she was gone during the Easter holiday. Remember, Jack said he didn't want hold on one second. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there is rumors that Daniel has taken another polygraph, but I don't know. I don't know about that. It wouldn't surprise me. Daniel has talked about, oh, let me take another polygraph, but he also pushed it on others to take a polygraph too, and which was Haley, and Haley did obviously pass. She could have stayed gone, and knowing he was using, don't bring another baby into the. I agree. I agree. Almost all disappearance of kids, parents use autism. I mean, maybe that's why they were talking about autism, because they were like, more or less that that would give more of an excuse, if you will, because autistic children, roam sometimes, right? Okay. As for police investigations, Martell said he recently signed a consent form and submitted a blood sample to the RCMP for genetic analysis. Genetic analysis. That's interesting as well. Isn't that crazy? Right, Val. Exactly. Exactly. In my opinion, her and Janie were using too. That's why nobody there. I mean, this is the thing. I don't see how Malaya could have stayed there that long had she not been, in my opinion, using something. You know what I mean? I don't know. Malaya stayed at her grandmother's for days after Easter, and at the time said Jack didn't like Daniel. There was no context to why Jack didn't like Daniel. That's all she said. Easter was April 20th this year, and the kids went missing on May 2nd. That's just over a week before the children went missing. Their relationship gave problematic. Daniel should not be the only one doing interviews. And if you think, let me see here. Let me get a 2025 calendar. May 2025. I think she got home. What date is? I think she got home the 25th, if I'm correct. I think it was like the Saturday, the 25th. May 2025 or April 25th or 26th. And they went to school Monday the 28th, Tuesday the 29th, and then Wednesday they didn't go to school, which was the 30th, and the last day that Daniel could have filed taxes. And then Thursday they didn't go to school, the 1st, May 1st. And I mean, they were literally only home just 3 or 4 days before they went missing. Oh, thank you, Durwood. Let's see here. Let's give him some attention, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Just give me 1 second. I need to put those windows down. I need to freshen up my lipstick before Durwood. Okay. All right, Durwood, give me some attention, baby. The toolbox video was posted to see how you would be ridiculously stupid enough to take it seriously. You swallowed the bait. Hook, line, and sinker. What a silly fool you are. LMAO. Bye. No. I don't accept that. I don't accept that, you scroungy thing, you. I don't accept it. You're the one who did the interview, not me. You're not me. I think it was probably just you were needing a rock at the time. Let's just be honest, Durwood. It's okay. You was just needing a rock at the time, and you was just feeling desperate. Can we just don't delete him? Let him talk. Okay. What's a Durwood? It's kind of like a mathmite, but it's only in a, you know, I'm not even gonna say it. Yes, Susan. That's exactly what he is. He's desperate to feel important. I think he is desperately trying to save his ass, and he is or trying to save others around him, and he is flailing. Really. Stop eating your pink salmon eggs there for the fishing pole. Oh man. Miss Mama, I don't understand that either. Oh, I know they are. They can't help it. Wendy, they can't help it. That let me tell you something. Anyone that's that's in a case like this, they are always watching. They can't help it. Junkyard Janie's watching right now. In fact, one of our today's sponsors is Junkyard Janie. 1 second while we play this commercial.
This nicotine patch for an hour, and I'd still sell you in for a smoke. Come on back to my place. I want you to look at a urine sample. I think it looks cloudy. It's been so long since someone touched me.
Okay, thank you for that sponsorship, Miss Junkyard Janie. We appreciate you giving that commercial. We need to add one for Durwood. Oh, he's still here. Of course he is. I mean, I'm sure his blood pressure is just boiling right now. His face is, getting that putrid red that he gets. I'm sure it is. But I digress. Wash a spinner. Yep. That's it.
RCMP, open up.
It's coming. We all know it is. Clearly, he has people with eyes on people. So creepy. Yeah. It's very interesting. First of all, how was those tools Dartwood? I thought Dartwood didn't see Daniel for 3 years. Well, it just depends on which lie he's telling. That's the thing, right? It just depends on which. Hey, Donna, good to see you, babe. Yeah, exactly. All right, what was I? Yeah, he was. What's up? He was. I don't remember what the hell I was doing. This scar that looks like this cuts on her ear and stuff right there. It makes me, I wonder if it got physical that night. Daniel said he was in the bedroom with Malaya and Meadow, who were in bed with him. Lily came in a couple times, but did not check his phone to see the time. The television was on, and it was daylight outside. Lily didn't say anything. She would just open the door and look in and then leave again, which doesn't even make sense, in my opinion. She did that 2 or 3 times. Again, it doesn't make sense. They used to remind her not to rush in the room because they wanted to make sure Meadow got good sleep. Sometimes the kids would wake her up. Daniel, which is interesting because Malaya said that the kids already woke the baby up that night. I guarantee you that DM and MBM are still in communication and they are covering up for everyone. I don't know. Wait. I do know, and trust me, Daniel, I've got recordings that I have still not put out yet of you talking about how you've got people talking to Malaya, how you've got people watching Malaya. You're obsessed. He's obsessed. He's absolutely obsessed. Did Malaya actually hear the kids in the morning? Did she actually say, I heard the kids? There is no. Oh, wait, yes. Malaya did. Yes, she did. Daniel said he got up and he didn't hear the kids. He thought it was only a few minutes since Lily had poked her head in the door. He went out and saw the backsliding door was closed. The kids usually close it when they went outside. Their boots were gone. Daniel ran around the house looking for them, but they were not there. Malaya ran outside, but they were not in the yard, and she couldn't see them. He got in the car and drove around, then ran around in the woods looking for them. He searched for hours, FOR, hours. He said he did not look at the time and didn't even take his phone. He's so full of shit. Status. Stalker status. How you doing? Thank you, Darwood. Love you, baby. Next time you better mention me in your video. I do have a question about Malaya. She was on medication for anxiety. Does anybody know if she was a strong sleeping pill at night? I don't know if she was on medication for anxiety. I do too, Enoch. Good to see you, babe. I do too. Daniel says Lily didn't say anything, but then later says, "Hi, Dad." He sure did. Jess, you still in jail? This is Durwood, from what I understand. Who's Jess? Regardless, Durwood, whoever Jess is in chat, if she was in jail, she's probably not going to be talking right now in chat. You don't think I had, do you? Moving on. Okay. At 6:29 a.m., Malaya received a message to confirm the kids were marked absent from school. Malaya said this was Wednesday, by the way. Wednesday. Malaya said it was a slow morning, that they didn't do a lot other than get breakfast, watch TV, and play. Malaya had a video call from her mother, Cindy, at 3:37 p.m. Sorry, this is okay. Yeah, that part's Wednesday. This is kind of confusing because it says Cindy at 3:37 p.m. on Thursday to see the kids. So this is Wednesday, but it goes from Wednesday to Thursday. Cindy would have seen the kids on the phone. I still would like to know if she actually saw the kids on the phone. Yep. I would still like to know if Cindy actually saw Jack and Lily on the phone. This is the thing. If they're inside playing and they're outside playing and they're being able to be taken around town that day and the day before, why the hell are they not in school? To me, it makes me wonder if they have some bruises. Yes, Wednesday they did laundry. And playouts. Yeah. Hey, Durwood, yeah, because Daniel's sick in the head. It does cross my mind. I know. I know, Nancy. And that's the thing. I never thought that about Daniel. Oh, sorry, damn. Sorry. I apologize. But now after seeing his text messages and speaking to some of his exes, I pray that didn't happen to the kids. Sorry, Durwood's under Durwood. It was on up. I also believe that MBM was forcibly confined while he did something with the children. Why wouldn't she just say that later? You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't she just say that later? I don't know. Malaya said Daniel's father owned over 100 acres of land out near Barney's River, which is a wooded lot. Why did Malaya say that? Like, why did she bring up Daniel's dad about the property that he owned? Like, I don't understand that. Like, why would she bring up something like that? To me, it seems like, I don't know. Like, is that a clue that she's like, oh, maybe you should check around there? Brandy, to be honest, there hasn't been. Hey, Brad, good to see you, my friend. I wonder if they asked if he did something on accident or. I think that they probably gave him another lie detector test asking different questions. You know what I mean? Malaya went through and showed McIntyre her banking transactions on Thursday to see if they could narrow down the timeline. But she said Daniel used his card for their purchases that day. How did Daniel use his card when they were using Malaya's grandmother's card? Right? I don't understand that at all. Daniel says, we woke up. This is his text, and it's a very interesting one. Didn't hear the kids proceed from bedroom to kitchen. I looked into the living room. No kids. I ran down to check under their beds. Ran to the kitchen. Got my shoes on. You say in the other documents that you went to the bedroom to get your clothes on and you lay your phone down and all that. Here you just say you after you run to the bedroom, the kids' bedroom and the kitchen, you just run and get your shoes on. Proceed outside into the backyard. Went around the fence. The fence wasn't even up. She asked me if she should call 911. While she's calling 911, I ran up to the kids' cabins to check. And when I was screaming for the kids on my way back down, that's when Mom came out of the RV and confronted Malaya. Confronted? Malaya, what's up? Malaya turned around and said, the kids are missing. Mom said, how long? 20 minutes. Now, Janie, hey Jen, Janie, she had just heard the kids a few minutes ago. Right? She had just heard the kids, according to her. If she had just heard the kids a few minutes ago, she knew it couldn't have been long. Right? If you just heard them outside, Janie. What do you mean, how long? Shit, you was just laying there and you was hearing the kids playing outside. Yeah. And she don't say, I just heard them. She's asking, well, how long? Janie, you didn't hear the kids. You didn't hear the kids, in my opinion. All three of these supposed adults are lost in lies and details and lies. Yes. So is Durwood. Yep. Malaya turned around and said the kids are missing. What do you mean turned around, by the way? Malaya said, how long? 20 minutes. So this part is interesting to me, how Daniel does this math in his head. So about 3 minutes to get outside. Then about 4 minutes to get to the cabins and circle down behind the RV. But Mom confronted her when I was halfway back. The kids' cabins are right there behind your mom's. What do you mean when he was halfway back? It takes 30 seconds to walk up there. Right? What is he talking about? When I was halfway back. Where you make it sound like you were a lot further than the kids' cabins. Don't you agree, Chad? Cabin meaning bedroom. Cabin meaning up there in the yard where Janie showed where the kids, they call them cabins. I agree. I agree, Brandy, with that. I think there's something else here that we're not being told, right? This part. So about 3 minutes to get outside, then about 4 minutes to get to the cabins and circle down behind the RV. But Mom confronted her when I was halfway back with her 20 minutes, she said. Huh? We have a time around 9:35 to 9:45. After I got back down from the cabins, Malaya was standing in the same position holding Meadow. I ran into the house and did Lansdowne Road. I never seen the blanket in the tree, by the way. You see how he inserts the blanket right there because he needs to get ahead of it. He needs you to know. While he was looking, he didn't see the blanket, adding right in there. Okay. Going out to the railway tracks on the road, turning and going back down Lansdowne Station Road, following it back to the 289 and finishing my trip by going up the trail beside the house, the right of the RV if facing into the driveway. I meet Mom at the top of the hill when driving back. The road can only be accessed farther by ATV or four-wheel drive truck. That is when I believe, in my opinion, whenever Daniel is placing the blanket, is when Janie and him are back there. I think that's when he was placing the blanket. Daniel did say his DNA will be on the blanket. Yes. Yes. I mean, you could miss a pink blanket in a big tree that half of the leaves are gone. Exactly. It was just standing out like a sore thumb. Hey, the jab. Good to see, honey. He checked his... Yes. Yes, Miss Queen. He checked his bank account on Thursday night, seeing if there was money was deposited. Why did Jordan think it was 12:30, not 2:30 at the Dollarama? Did they have to wait there? Then Malaya only went in. I believe they were doing a deal. I do too, and Angels. I do too. I think they have a hell of a lot more. Exactly, Justin. That's why he described his whole trip as, he called it not search. Yes, so that he came back from a different direction than he left. So he had nothing to do with it, like we're dumb too. Yes. Yep. I mean, he essentially told his, the direction that he first went and all that, which precisely lined up with how the neighbor who witnessed Daniel's vehicle went in and out that night. Okay. Let's see here. I meet Mom at the top of the hill when driving back. The road can only be accessed farther by ATV or four-wheel drive truck. On my way back, as I said, I met Mom and asked her if she was coming with me. She said, I'll search up here because they could have not have went far. Well, that's very interesting. Even Miss Junkyard Janie says they couldn't have went far. Right? So if they actually had been gone maximum of 20 minutes, and that's really pushing it, right? Because if they was, had to get their clothes on or get their boots on, and then they went outside to play for a few minutes, and Janie says she heard them out there, then that means they couldn't have actually been out of the yard more than 10 minutes. Yes. Yes, it says that in the documents. Malay went into Dollarama with Meadow. Then after Daniel and Lily and Jack came in, they are on video. Yes. Yes. Excuse me. Okay. Mom says they could not have went far. I returned to the house, and when I got back, the RCMP were walking down the driveway to see Malaya. It took the RCMP 12 minutes to arrive on site. RCMP were parked in the driveway. So I parked next to the marsh in a little driveway area next to the house on the left. This is one thing. I know it sounds like it's nothing, but I do believe it's something. Thank you, Miss Gypsy. Thank you, love. Appreciate you being here. Daniel talks about the little marsh that he parked next to. I believe he's saying this for a reason. I have not been able to figure it out yet. But I do believe he's talking about the reason he parked there. I really do. Okay. I parked next to the marsh in a little driveway area next to the house on the left, looking in facing the driveway. I jumped out of the SUV. I jumped out of the SUV. Okay. Then proceeded toward the woods. But officers yelled at me not to enter the woods. So after you get there, Daniel, and the RCMP is showing up, you don't want to go to the RCMP and talk to them about what you experienced. You just want to get there, jump out of the car, and then start jumping in the woods again. Yeah. He's very dramatic. I was beyond frustrated. I wasn't allowed to search until an officer dressed in military gear gave me the green light to re-enter the woods. He said, "Go for it." I still remember it. It said Oliver on the back of his vest. I thought that they were just drug addicts and would fight with each other over small things. That's why the house was dirty. Malaya did say on Easter that Jack didn't like Daniel. 10:01 a.m. Also, to me, it's just interesting that they called at almost 10 o'clock on the dot. Right? Almost like it was planned. Right? 10:01, not 10:17 or 10:06 or 10:05 or 10:27, but 10 o'clock on the dot could be coincidental, maybe. But to me, it's almost like it's planned. Okay, we'll call it 10 o'clock, right? 1 second, y'all. So, to me, that just seems a little planned. He can remember the name Oliver, right? Some complete stranger, but he cannot remember several other important details, right? Yeah. He Mohawk. And they spoke 9 minutes and 45 seconds, which was about how long it took for them to get there. Wasn't very long. Poor little Lily's got a scratch on her eye or bruise right there. Poor babies. Excuse me. Let me ask you 2 questions. What was Lily doing the very last time you physically saw her, and when was that? And what was Jack doing the very last time you physically saw him, and when was that? Mr. Martell says, as time goes on, I look back at those moments and I can almost freeze frame them because I layering in bed. I think he means I laid in bed so many times, playing them over on like an endless loop. She seemed excited, Susan. No Barbie t shirt on. I can say that. He says Lily seemed excited the last time he saw Lily. But notice how Jack is not mentioned in that first text. He does these texts separately. Jack, it's harder for him to speak about. No, DEA, it's not. Did they have their pajamas on or could they dress themselves? Good question. Jack was sleeping a little after midnight on May 1st. I flicked on the lights and looked. I'm both asleep. I think he means they're both asleep. I never seen him May 2nd. I never seen him May 2nd. Why does he say Jack was sleeping a little after midnight on May 1st? But so was Lily. I flicked on the lights and looked. Both asleep. These are old pictures of Daniel. What is your estimated time that the 911 call? This is the last thing I want to know for now. It was done on Wi-Fi calling. Not true. And investigators asked for that number a week ago. So Malaya didn't tell them she called with Wi-Fi, I guess. She didn't call. The kids were last seen Thursday night when they went to their bed. When they went to their bed, they were heard playing in their rooms around 8:30 Friday morning. Mom and stepdad fell back to sleep and woke up to silence. They couldn't find the kids and they called 911 around 9:40. Search dogs couldn't find a scent past the driveway. And this is one of the damning things I think Miss Janie messed up in. She originally said she might have learned that the kids were gone around 8:48 in the morning. Now, if the kids were gone around 8:48 in the morning, that might be why you would say something to the effect of, how long have they been missing? Because you didn't hear them, Miss Janie. Didn't hear him. He doesn't answer what she's doing. Excited. They both say that they were excited at bedtime. So weird. My kids hate bedtime. Well, Malaya said the kids would be up all night if they didn't separate them. I guess meaning the bedrooms and stuff. It's very interesting because that night they say Jack and Lily were, laughing and giggling. And then in the morning before Jack and Lily go missing, when they wake up, Meadow, they were laughing and giggling. And then Janie says the kids were laughing and giggling as well at when the kids were out there. Oh, you done, Joyous? Well, I'm actually getting ready to jump off of here. Joyous leftovers. That's funny. Joyous, our friend Durwood came in. Bless his little soul. Bless his little math smoking soul. Bless him. Malaya said they went to bed later than normal because they were hyper. Yeah. Yeah, the jab. Not only that, I don't think Jack and Lily would have closed the sliding door. Yeah. He told me that him talking about the auctioning off the toolbox at $1,000, that was just to bait us YouTubers. Got it. Is he green eyes? I don't know. Craziness. All right, guys. Much love, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Tomorrow is Monday. Monday. I will be live probably twice tomorrow. Tomorrow I will probably have a live around 3 to 4 o'clock Eastern time, and then I'll have another one probably around 7 or 8 Eastern time. So, or if anything breaks before then, I'll be here. Don't forget about Jack and Lily, please. We still got to keep their story out there. We really do. We're not going to let them be forgotten. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for joining me. Justice for Jack and Lily. God bless everyone. You too, Durwood. Good night.